Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Chakwadash, Shinov, Honor City, Apostles, and Elders, Green Millstone. Shalom to the Akim, teaching his word. Out of goodness, interest, and sincerity. I'm back with another lesson through the Spirit, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, will be edifying into the elect. And the topic of this lesson, alright, is going into how World War III, okay, it's biblical, prophecy. Alright. We're already in World War III now. It's just not the scale to where, nations are shooting nukes, at each other. But World War III is biblical prophecy. But we'll get to that point where these nations will shoot, all right, intercontinental ballistic missiles at each other, all right? Because it's prophecy. It's the will of Yahweh Shemel Shai, all right? Because Babylon has been, all right, a golden cup in the Lord's hand, and has been, spreading wickedness like a cancer throughout the earth. So, it's only one thing to do. All right, and even the scriptures say that the days have to be shortened unless no flesh shall be saved. But it's for the elect's sake. So the days must be shortened. So the days being shortened, all right, and ultimately will lead to World War III. Okay, but this is Revelation 9 and 12. It says, one war is passing there, and behold, there come two wars more hereafter. So we had World War I, right? We had World War II. All right, both have been prophesied, and they have come to pass. This is history. Search it up. All right, you shouldn't even have to search it up. You already know. It's history. It happened. All right, and it says two more. Okay, so meaning we have one more world's war. All right, and as you see what's going on with United States, Iran, Israel. All right, so it's a beginning, or it's an increase of, World War III. All right. All right, and it's not gonna be it's not gonna be a conventional war where, it's gonna take a couple, it's not gonna take a couple years and then America ends up winning and etc. No, because again, that is not prophecy. The Lord wants to destroy America. The Lord wants to make America desolate. All right, when you go to Revelation 18, and it's a lot. It's a lot in here. Read the whole chapter. All right, all of it is good. Revelation 18 and 10 says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, sing alas, alas, that great city Babylon. All right, Babylon represents America here today. All right, Babel, confusion. It says that mighty city, for in 1 hour thy judgment is come, so in 1 hour will America be destroyed. All right, I really want to. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at Slovakia. I'm gonna start at 1. It says, after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lined with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and holdeth every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. So, again, Babylon the great. It said what Babylon was America, and it says it is fallen, because America will fall. All right, it will fall in the future. All right, and when it is fallen, it will only be inhabited by, desert, creatures. All right, like the Cormorant. All right. This is for all nations have drunk the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Right, all these nations have dealt with America, because when you go into that wine, it goes into her influence. All right. It says, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are like as witch through the abundance of her delicacies. Like you have China. All right, they make billions of dollars on America because Americans are great consumers. All right. It says that I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues. Right, the only way, right, that this is going to happen is us, all right, getting delivered. All right, because we don't want to be here while 200 million warheads are touching down here in America. All right, it says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High had remembered her iniquities. All right, this place has a price, a very large bill, all right, to pay, because it's been, again, committing wickedness for, what is it, at least 2 centuries, because America's been America has been ruling for what, 200 plus years. I believe it's 2 centuries. All right. And it's really longer than that because Esau, Edom has been committing iniquities and wickedness since, Adam and Eve. All right. It says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double as her according to her works, right? So, like Esau Edom says, everything that comes around, all right, goes around. It says in the cup what she had filled to her double. All right, so again, everything that goes around comes around. So the same way how America has been, committing wickedness throughout the earth, all right, you will be paid back for that because you reap what you sow. All right, America will receive its reward. All right, a reward is not only a good thing. A reward can be something bad. All right, let me see something right quick. Salakia. Reward. Let me see what the etymology say. It says, what one deserves. Look at that. Just deserts. Return or payment for service, hardship. Something given in recognition of merit, virtue, a prize. All right, it says punishment. Ooh. Look at that. It says punishment. It says recompense for evil doing. Oh, hey, that's on point. This is recompense for evil doing. All right. That's exactly what the Lord's going to do. All right. Punishment, a recompense for evil doing. All right. America has been doing evil. All right. For again, for 2 centuries, even longer than that. All right. Because once America gets destroyed, that's it. All right. Because America's supposed to be this, strong, capable, nation. But because it's been so wicked, the Lord is going to have these different nations shoot nukes at this place. All right. He says how much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. Right? That's this, this devil's, mindset. All right. That he will never be taken down. But again, that's not the will of Yahweh Shemel Shah, and the will of the Lord must be done. Psalms 49:11 says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling place to all generations. They call their lands after their own name. So again, them being prideful, America, Africa, has been called by 2 Edomites, and I believe it's more as well. I forget. I could be wrong. I believe China. I could be wrong. I have been called by, Edomites. All right. But, and that's just him being fucking proud. Because Psalm 75, starting at 4, as I said unto the fools, and let's put Esau Edom in there, because he's a fool. All right, it says, I said unto the fools, let's put the elites in there, because they're fools. It says, I said unto the fools, they will not foolishly, and to the wicked lift not up the horn. Right, don't be proud. It says, lift not up your horn on high. Speak not with a stiff neck. And that's Esau Edom. All right, let's use Donald Trump for example. That nigga proud as hell. All right, he says he judges himself by his own morality. He says we're the strongest nation, etc. He's very, proud. All right. It says for promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But the Most High Yahweh is the judge. He put it down one and set it up another. All right, even to the point where you can set up this caveman, all right, to rule this great city. All right, because let's just be real. All right, America is a great nation, a very strong nation. All right. It says, from the hand of the Lord Yahweh there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture and is poured out. And he poured out of the same, but the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them. All right, so Esau has a cup that he needs to drink. All right, because the same way how we had a cup we drunk going into slavery, Esau go drink that cup as well. All right, because like it says in Revelation 13 and 10, he that lead into captivity shall go into captivity, and he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. All right, I believe that's Revelation. It says Revelation 13 for sure. Get it right quick. We have Revelation 13 and read 9 is read 9 too. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. So, going back to what I said earlier, everything that goes around comes around. The Lord's not, the Lord's not unrighteous. The Lord is a fair judge. All right, to the point where He let these wicked ass heathen nations. They had their rulership. Even so-called Chinese had their different dynasties and etc. And these other nations is what had their points of rule in their land. All right, you had your turn to rule. Now it's gonna be our turn. But this is Daniel. Slakia. Chapter 7 and Slakia. I mean, this should preach about it. It's 4:17. Slakia. Daniel 4:17. So this matter is by the decree of the watchers, and demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever He will, and set up over it the basis of men. So, Lord, if the Lord wants fucking the Chinese to, or Moab to have their own rulership, He can do that. The Lord wants Esau, Edom, or this caveman to rule, this wild man to rule for a period of time, really 3 times, because you got the Romans, you got the Greeks, you got even the survived Roman, empire ruling. All right. If you want these crackers to rule, the Lord can do that. But if He wants to take them down, He can do that as well. Because remember, the only reason that Esau got back into power is because the Lord, all right, during the Dark Ages, right, the Byzantine Empire, you had so-called black people ruling, and the Lord caused it that, there was a certain plague, all right, that caused Esau Edom to get the up over us. All right, and now, you have the Renaissance, which is a rebirth of this Roman, Roman system. All right, the scriptures talk about in Revelation 13, had that deadly wound, was healed. All right, He should rule. All right, but it's only for a period of time, because even Revelation 20 says that He'll be loosed a little season. All right, that He'll be loose a little season to rule. All right, this Revelation 13:3, and I saw one of the heads as they were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. So, yeah, this revised Roman system, all right, through the Renaissance, where Esau Edom has come back into a rulership and set up this new system. All right, but again, a little season, all right, to rule. Okay. Revelation 20:3, and cast him into the bottomless pit. That's talking about, Europe, because of the lack of minerals. It says, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till 1,000 years should be fulfilled. 1,000-year period again, going into the Dark Ages. And after that, he must be loosed a little season, so he must be loose. So who loosed him? Who let him rule? The Lord. All right? The Lord let him rule. Nigga proud for no reason. Okay, but again, all right, this is all coming into play. Him being let loose season, and now we're coming into the end of his rulership, because prophecy also states that he will be destroyed in World War III, or by diverse nations. That all these nations with nuclear capabilities will shoot nukes at this place. Because in Jeremiah 51 and to 11, it says, start at 7. It says, Jeremiah 51:7, Babylon, there you go, Babylon again, talking about America, have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, the Lord Yahweh's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken over wine, therefore the nations are mad. All right, this place ain't what it is. All right. These nations dwelt with America. All right, they, copied America, but it's not, what, it is. This is a wicked, nasty, all right, decrepit, nation. Okay, because who's ruling? Esau, Edom. It says Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain? If so, peace she may be healed. I believe balm it's like a medicine, But it says if so she may be healed. So you won't be able to heal, all right, America, because it says we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reaching unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the sky. So there is no healing for Babylon because it's committed so much, wickedness throughout the years that the Lord has to destroy this place. It says the Lord Yahweh had brought forth our righteousness. Come and let's declare in Zion the work of the Lord Yahweh, our power. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord Yahweh had raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes. The king of the Medes is talking about Russia. All right, going into Russia. Okay, it says for his device is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh, the vengeance of his temple. So this is the vengeance of Yahweh Shema Shah to make America, desolate, to destroy it. All right. And you notice how I'm jumping from precept to precept. We're not making this up. This is all throughout the Bible how the Lord wants to destroy this place. So it's not only us. Yeah, we want it to be destroyed, but how much more Yahweh Shema Shah that sees all the wickedness on a daily, every second he sees wickedness. We only see a portion of what Yahweh Shema Shai sees. The Lord his eyes are 10,000 times brighter, all right, than the sun. So what we see is an inkling. We vexed. All right. But we're back in Revelation 18. I didn't finish 18:8. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. See, fire. Where does that fire gonna come from? What is able to burn this place? All right. Nukes. Okay. You already see these nations shooting missiles at each other. It's gonna get worse. What they doing now is nothing to be compared to what is really gonna happen to this place. Nothing. I'm talking about 200 million, all right, warheads touching down. Can you imagine that? 200 million warheads, earth shaking, tsunamis, volcanoes. All right, the chariots also shooting at this place. God, the Lord is angry. It's like you getting jumped. See that meme? Let him get up. Let him get up. This place ain't gonna get up though. All right. It says, "For strong is the Lord power who judges her. Strong indeed." It says, "And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning." The reason they're gonna lament and bewail, because it's really just about the money. I just show you how grimy this world is. All right, people are dying and they're lamenting and bewailing because they won't be able to. Well, it's gonna say it ain't go. It says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for 1 hour that judgment is come, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. So, because this place is gonna be destroyed, America being just one big consumer-filled place, they're not gonna be able to get rich off this place anymore. All right, but it's the will of the Lord. The only ones who go get rich is the Israelites. We're gonna have the abundance, because the Lord's gonna lift the curses off of us. It's gonna be continual blessings forever and ever and ever. All right, but with that, I wanted this lesson was edifying. I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bashim El Shai, Bashim Akwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Millstone, and Shalom to the Akim, teaching this word throughout the four corners. Interest is shared. We definitely almost out of here. Shalom.